Have you ever wondered how you can play like your favorite musicians? Well, actually, it's super easy. So today I'm going to show you how to ethically steal like a musician. This video was highly requested, so let's get into it. I've been learning piano for 20 years, and the biggest lesson I've learned is that every musician starts somewhere. And they start by imitating other musicians. The only way any of these pianists, drummers, whatever instrument you play, created their own unique style is by studying a wide range of other styles. So I literally point to anybody and I could show you probably one or two people they were inspired by. And a lot of times, this unique sound doesn't just come from magic thin air. It usually comes from them combining their inspirations. So number one is going to be to imitate, then innovate. So let's say I want to play like Robert Glasper. It's going to be hard to understand how can I play like him if I don't understand his music deeply. So obviously the easiest way to understand his music is to learn it. So I start by learning his songs. So how do we imitate a musician? Well, once you learn their songs, you start to notice super specific patterns. So if I look at Robert Glasper, and this song was actually by Music Soul Child. So what's one example of something I can imitate here? As you can see, he likes to use those grace notes. Instead of just doing this, maybe the next time I play or learn a completely different song, it doesn't even have to be jazz. I could be playing something completely different. I can imitate that little grace note. I could play a different song. You know what I mean? I could just take a chord progression, and now that I've imitated that one little phrase, now I kind of sound more like who I'm trying to be like. Now, what else can we imitate? Well, we can imitate chord progressions. So chord progressions, as you know, can't be copyrighted. So if you write a song and you make a chord progression, and then someone else uses a chord progression that sounds like yours, you can't get mad. It's a chord progression. So, guess what? If I like that chord progression, I can just use it. So those are just a few examples, but if you really zoom back and think about what can you imitate, you've got chords, you've got rhythm, you've got melodic tendencies, and riff tendencies. So this right here, I would call that a riff. It's very simple, but then you can also think about melodic tendencies. So as you can see, what are his melodic tendencies? Well, he likes going back to the same note. Now I fully understand how he makes his melodies. And then later he does. So that's repetition. So now I have another tool in my belt just from imitating. Real quick, I go super in-depth into this in the Modern Music Creator Academy. That has also the piano mastery course, the audio engineering course, music entrepreneurship. You can actually get them separately now at a limited time discount. So if you just want to learn piano, go ahead and get the piano mastery course. If you just want to learn production, you've got audio production. And of course, you can bundle them together to get a great discount. Now this is where I'm going to start to lose a lot of people. Because people understand how to imitate. They can straight up take this and learn the song and understand, hey, that's cool rhythm. He's using syncopated rhythms. That sounds cool. I can learn that riff. I can copy that chord progression. But how do I be unique? Well, it's really not that difficult. So like I said, imitate, then innovate. Now we need to get to the innovate part. So now I have two different songs that I've learned. But I'm still just copying, right? So how do we innovate this? Well, we can start with the chord progression. So, let's say I like that chord progression. What is that? You got G minor, D minor, A minor, B flat, F. I mean, no one can have the right to that. I mean, it's a pretty simple chord progression. You just got the 1, got the 5, got the 2. I mean, it's really not that complicated. So, now I can make my own melody on top of that. So, I know he likes that. So, I can do it anywhere. So now I can just make up my own melody. Let's see. So basically all you have to do, lay out every single thing you've imitated and look at what you can change slightly. So let's say we have the chord progression. We have this. right? We can alter that. We can just experiment. Do whatever you want. Now it's already starting to sound like a different song, right? So we could change chord progression, we could change that riff a little bit. You can change the melody, you can change the rhythm, you can change all that. So that's really where I lose a lot of people is they're like, okay, cool, still like a musician. I can just take their chords, I can imitate them. But innovating isn't really as hard as you think. So again, we can change the chords. We could change the key. Let's say I want to go C minor. So I could be, let's see, what was this? So as you can see, I literally took that inspiration from Robert Glasper and A Music Soul Child, and all of a sudden I have something that sounds like a completely different song just by changing the chords. But I still have that bass inspiration, you know, you have that 1, that 5. All I did, instead of going down to the 2, I just went to the 3. And then instead of going down there, I just went and I changed the key to C. So it's literally that simple. You can just start with the chords. Then of course you can add other jazz riffs so you can learn multiple songs and think about other jazz riffs you learned. So this is one of my favorites. Just came from an improv, right? Can I add that to my song? Pretty much, yeah. So now you can see, it's not really stealing, it's just straight up. Just by changing the chords, by taking a different riff and changing it slightly. I mean, I've made something that's original. And this is how creators, and this is how songwriters write, this is how most people do. They have inspirations in their head. Melodies and chords and ideas aren't ordained from God. You learned music, you heard music, and out of all the music in your life, you're taking inspiration whether you want to or not. Another thing is rhythm. So in that one, you notice I changed the notes a little bit, but I kept the rhythm. I mean, it's a completely different melody. So it's like, yeah, that was a riff already. So what? Now I'm making a completely different song. And the perfect example of your favorite artist stealing like a musician and using this exact same framework is you've probably heard this in plenty of R&B songs. That little rhythm. I hear that riff all the time, that same rhythm, but they use different notes. It might be here. And it's a different melody. It's that same rhythm, but if you listen to a lot of R&B or modern R&B, you're going to hear that rhythm a lot. So that's the perfect example. So basically, at the end of the day, you imitate your favorite musician, you learn their songs, you can look at transcriptions, Just learn the songs, really study. What's the chord progression? What is that melody? You know, how do they play with harmony? How do they play with rhythm? And what are their tendencies if you listen to across all their songs? A lot of times there's going to be a lot of really common things they do. And you can learn riffs exactly. And then you can make them your own. So change the chord progression, change the rhythms, change the notes, and now all of a sudden you got a brand new song, but you sound really similar to your favorite artist. Again, if you want to go deeper into depth, you can join the Modern Music Creator Academy, or you can just get these courses separate, piano mastery or audio engineering, everything like that. But if you really want to go deeper into depth right here, you need to watch this video next, and I'll see you there.